Welcome to our deep dive into Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah, yes.
This book has captivated readers, for decades, with its promise of kind of unlocking those secrets to success.
Yeah.
It's almost like a treasure map, to achieving financial and personal fulfillment.
Right, yeah.
But instead of us searching for, buried gold or something, we're unearthing these principles that have propelled so many people to extraordinary heights.
Exactly. And what's so fascinating is that, Napoleon Hill didn't just stumble upon these principles, right?
Right.
He spent years studying over 500 wildly successful people.
Wow.
Including these titans of industry and inventors and political leaders. And his mission was to distill their wisdom, right, into a formula that anybody could follow.
So it's not just a collection of motivational stories.
Right.
It's like a blueprint.
It's a blueprint.
But success based on real-world observations,
Absolutely.
analysis.
So let's kind of dive into the heart of Hill's philosophy here.
Okay, let's unpack one of the most intriguing concepts in the book, the Carnegie secret. Hill claims that Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate and one of the wealthiest men of his time, entrusted him with this secret formula for achieving riches.
What's so captivating here is that Carnegie, he believed that this secret was more valuable than a traditional education.
Interesting.
He felt that formal education, often focused on acquiring knowledge for its own sake.
Okay.
While his secret really emphasized the practical application of knowledge to achieve very specific goals.
So it's not just about knowing things, but
That's not just about knowing,
understanding how to use that knowledge
Right.
to get those results.
Precisely. And, Carnegie, he believed that this secret, combined with a burning desire, could propel anyone to success. And he wasn't just theorizing. He put his money where his mouth was.
Yep.
He challenged Hill to spend 20 years studying successful individuals to prove the validity of this secret.
Wow.
Yeah. So that 20-year journey resulted in Think and Grow Rich, right?
Yeah.
So Carnegie's secret wasn't some mystical formula.
Right.
But it was a set of principles grounded in, real world observation.
And Hill provides so many examples of individuals who used this secret to completely transform their lives.
Yeah.
Take Arthur Nash, for instance.
Right.
He was a tailor on the brink of bankruptcy, right? Turned his entire business around.
He did.
Using this formula.
And then you have Stuart Austin Weir, who was so inspired by this secret that he completely switched careers and became a successful lawyer.
Oh, wow.
And let's not forget Jennings Randolph,
Okay.
who used the secret to launch a political career, eventually becoming a U.S. senator.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's remarkable how this one principle passed down from Carnegie seemingly had this profound impact on people from all walks of life.
All right.
Yeah.
It really highlights the idea that success leaves clues, and that by studying those who have achieved what we desire, we can uncover those principles.
Absolutely. And that's what makes Think and Grow Rich so enduringly relevant.
Right.
It's not just about achieving financial wealth. It's about understanding the fundamental principles of success that can be applied to any area of life.
Now, Hill argues that the foundation of achieving anything you want, whether it's financial riches or, personal fulfillment, is a burning desire.
Yes.
Not just a wish or a hope, but this deep, unwavering desire.
He tells the story of R.U. Darby, who got caught up in the gold rush. Darby was diligently digging for gold, only to give up just 3 feet from striking a rich vein.
Oh, that's got to be heartbreaking.
Can you imagine the frustration?
It's
It's like missing a winning lottery ticket by one number.
By one number, yeah.
And later, Darby learned that the mine that he abandoned turned out to be incredibly lucrative.
Wow.
But what's crucial here is that Darby used this experience as fuel for his later success in the insurance industry.
So he transformed that initial failure into a powerful lesson about desire.
Precisely. Darby realized that he quit because his desire wasn't strong enough, right?
Yeah.
He lacked the persistence to kind of push through when things got tough. And this experience helped him develop that unshakable desire that drove his later successes.
Makes you think about what you truly desire.
It does, yeah.
And whether your desire is strong enough.
Exactly. Hill would argue that without that intense burning desire, the rest of the principles won't even matter.
Right.
It's the spark that ignites the fire of achievement.
So it's not just about wanting something. It's about like feeling that yearning.
Yes, that yearning, yeah.
That yearning, that deep yearning.
That visceral yearning, right? That propels you forward.
Exactly.
And that burning desire is, it's closely tied to another key principle Hill explores.
Okay.
The power of imagination.
Now, Hill breaks down imagination into two forms.
He does, yeah.
Synthetic and creative.
Right.
Can you elaborate on the difference between those?
Certainly. So synthetic imagination is essentially about rearranging existing concepts and ideas.
Okay.
It's useful for, problem solving and innovation, but it's limited to what we already know.
So it's almost like you have a puzzle, and you're trying to create a new image.
Right, exactly.
But you're limited by the shapes.
That's a great analogy.
Okay.
But creative imagination, that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
It's about tapping into a realm of infinite possibilities, connecting with what Hill calls infinite intelligence, a universal source of inspiration and ideas.
So it's like having an unlimited amount of puzzle pieces. You could create anything you can imagine.
And Hill uses the incredible story of Coca-Cola to illustrate this principle.
Ah, yes. Yeah. The iconic beverage that started as such a simple idea.
Think about it, right?
Yeah.
A simple syrup mixed with carbonated water.
Right.
And a healthy dose of imagination created a global empire.
It's amazing.
It's a testament to the power of creative vision to transform a seemingly ordinary idea into something extraordinary.
It's mind-boggling when you think about how many iconic products and companies started as just this little spark.
A spark, yeah.
Of an idea.
It emphasizes that we should never underestimate the power of our own imagination to create something truly extraordinary.
Right.
Hill argues that it's through the creative use of our imagination that we tap into a wellspring of infinite possibilities.
And of course, we can't forget the importance of belief.
Yeah.
Hill actually shares a very personal story.
He does.
About his own son.
Yeah.
Who was born deaf.
This story is so powerful because it demonstrates the transformative power of belief.
Okay.
Hill refused to accept his son's deafness as a limitation.
Wow. He instilled in his son the belief that he could overcome it.
And incredibly, the son did eventually gain a significant level of hearing.
Wow.
And went on to lead a very fulfilling life.
That's amazing.
It really shows that our beliefs can shape our reality. If we believe something is possible, we're far more likely to find ways to make it happen.
Exactly.
And this ties back to the power of the subconscious mind, which we'll explore more later. But Hill believed that by impressing our beliefs onto our subconscious, we can unleash incredible power within ourselves.
It's like that saying, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Right.
Our beliefs really do set the stage.
They do, yeah. We become what we believe we are. And this brings us to another crucial principle, the mastermind.
Now, Hill was a big believer in the power of surrounding yourself with brilliant minds.
He was.
Can you tell us more about that?
He observed that many of the most successful people he studied, including Carnegie himself, were part of what are called mastermind groups.
Okay.
These are groups of like-minded individuals who collaborated and supported each other in achieving their goals.
It's like creating a brain trust, like a think tank.
Exactly, yeah.
Of brilliant minds.
Right. Working together.
Working together to achieve something remarkable.
And Hill attributes much of Carnegie's success, and his own, to the power of the mastermind. He believed that the synergy created within such a group could amplify the power of each individual, leading to exponential growth and success.
And it's not just limited to business or finance.
It's not, no.
This principle can be applied to any area of life.
Right.
Where collaboration and shared vision can lead to those achievements.
Absolutely. Even Henry Ford, who lacked formal education early on, right?
Yeah.
Built a very powerful mastermind group that contributed significantly to his groundbreaking achievements in the automobile industry.
So it's not just about our own individual brilliance, but it's also about...
It's about leveraging the collective intelligence and support of others.
Right.
Precisely. And it challenges us to think about who we're surrounding ourselves with and how we can create or join mastermind groups that will propel us forward, right? Are the people around you lifting you up or holding you back?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
It reminds us that, we're not islands.
We're not now.
And that our success is often intertwined with that support and inspiration we receive from others.
Exactly. And now, prepare yourself for a concept that might raise a few eyebrows. Ooh. Sex transmutation.
Now we're getting into some interesting territory.
This is perhaps one of the more controversial principles in Hill's book.
Okay.
He believed that sexual energy is one of the most powerful forces in human existence, and that it can be redirected or transmuted into other forms of energy that can fuel our ambitions and our creative endeavors.
So he's not saying to suppress or deny sexual desire, but rather to
harness its power.
Harness it and channel it.
Right. He observed that many high achievers didn't reach their peak until later in life, perhaps in their 40s and 50s, potentially because they had mastered this principle of transmutation.
That's a fascinating idea, and definitely one that requires careful thought.
It highlights the interconnectedness of our physical, our mental, and our emotional energies, and suggests that by mastering our sexual energy, we can unlock a tremendous reservoir of creative power.
It's like taking a powerful force within us and directing it.
Towards a specific purpose.
Toward a specific purpose.
It's focusing a beam of light to create a laser. And this ties into Hill's concept of the sixth sense and the subconscious mind, which we'll delve into next. But he describes the sixth sense as this ultimate tool for receiving guidance and inspiration.
So we're moving from the physical realm of sexual energy to the more ethereal realm of intuition and the subconscious.
Right.
It's amazing how Hill kind of weaves together these seemingly disparate concepts.
It is fascinating, isn't it? He believed the sixth sense is directly connected to the subconscious mind. And that it can be cultivated through specific practices.
And he drew upon his own personal experience with what he called invisible counselors.
Yes. Hill would visualize himself having these nightly meetings with great minds from history, like Emerson and Edison and Lincoln, drawing upon their wisdom and inspiration to solve problems and make decisions.
It's like creating your own personal dream team of mentors.
It is, right.
You got to admit, that's a pretty cool concept.
It is a cool concept. And while it may sound a bit esoteric, it speaks to the power of visualization.
Right.
And the idea that we can draw inspiration and knowledge from sources beyond our immediate, physical reality.
It's a reminder that we are not limited to our own individual knowledge and experience, but that we can tap into this vast reservoir of collective wisdom and guidance.
Okay.
So let's pause here for now. We'll pick up this thread and explore some more of Hill's groundbreaking principles in part 2 of our deep dive into Think and Grow Rich.
Wow.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich.
Yes.
Before the break, we were talking about Hill's concept of the sixth sense.
Right.
And how he tapped into the wisdom of his invisible counselors.
Yeah, it's really about recognizing that we're not limited to just our own individual knowledge and experience, but that we can tap into this this vast wellspring of collective wisdom and guidance.
Now, another key theme in Hill's book is this idea that our thoughts have incredible power. He argues that what we consistently think about shapes our reality.
He's not suggesting that we can just, magically manifest anything we want just by thinking about it.
Right.
But rather that our dominant thoughts, they really influence our actions and our beliefs and ultimately the outcomes that we experience in life.
So if we're constantly dwelling on, negativity and fear and self-doubt, we're more likely to kind of create a reality that reflects those beliefs.
Precisely. But if we focus on our goals, if we cultivate a positive mindset and believe in our ability to achieve them, we create a more empowering energy that can attract success and abundance.
It's like that old saying, you become what you think about.
Yeah.
But Hill kind of takes it a step further.
He does.
And provides a framework for how to consciously shape our thoughts.
He does.
To create that reality.
And that's where the principle of autosuggestion comes into play. Hill believed that we can reprogram our subconscious mind by repeatedly feeding it, positive affirmations and visualizations.
So it's almost like planting seeds.
It is.
In our subconscious garden.
Yes.
Right. If we plant seeds of negativity,
you're going to get weeds.
We'll reap a harvest of weeds.
Exactly.
But if we plant seeds of positivity,
Right.
will cultivate a garden of abundance.
It's about being mindful of the thoughts that we allow to take root in our minds and consciously choosing to nurture the ones that will support our growth and success.
And it's not just about positive thinking.
It's not just about positive thinking, no.
It's about aligning our thoughts with our desires and taking those concrete actions to achieve them.
Absolutely. Hill emphasized that knowledge without action is useless. Yeah. It's one thing to understand these principles, but it's quite another to actually put them into practice.
He encouraged readers to take immediate action.
He did.
Toward their goals, even if it's just a small step.
Right.
Don't get overwhelmed by the big picture.
Right.
Just focus on what can I do today.
Exactly.
To move forward.
He believed that momentum creates motivation.
No.
The more action we take, the more inspired and energized we become.
It's like pushing a snowball down a hill, right?
Yes.
Start small.
Right.
But gains momentum.
It does.
As it rolls.
Exactly.
And eventually it becomes this unstoppable force.
That's a great analogy.
And speaking of momentum, Hill really believed that persistence is absolutely crucial to achieving success.
Persistence is key.
He found that persistence was like a common denominator.
It was,
among all the successful people he studied.
Mm-hmm.
He tells this fascinating story of a woman who submitted her manuscript to over 300 publishers.
Wow.
Before it was finally accepted.
Talk about persistence.
That's incredible.
It's remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it highlights that success is often a journey, not a destination. It's about being willing to face those setbacks, learn from our mistakes, and keep moving forward even when the going gets tough.
And I think it's important to acknowledge that persistence isn't about like blindly pushing forward. No matter what, right. It's about having a clear vision of what we want to achieve, being adaptable, and adjusting our approach as needed.
You're absolutely right. It's about having that unwavering commitment to our goals while being flexible enough to navigate the inevitable challenges that arise along the way.
Now, we've been discussing the power of the mind and the importance of action.
Yeah.
But Hill also recognized that we don't have to go it alone on this journey.
We don't.
He was a strong advocate for the power of collaboration.
He was.
Especially through what he called the mastermind.
The mastermind principle is all about harnessing the collective intelligence and energy of a group of like-minded individuals who share a common goal.
Hill observed that many of the most successful people he studied were part of these mastermind groups, these collaborative groups where individuals can share their knowledge, skills, and resources to achieve greater results together.
Think about it. When you bring together a group of talented and passionate individuals, you create a synergy where the whole becomes greater than the sum of its parts.
It's like building a powerful engine, where each individual cylinder contributes to the overall power and efficiency of the machine.
And the mastermind principle isn't limited to just business or finance. It can be applied to any area of life where collaboration and shared vision can lead to greater achievements.
So whether you're pursuing a creative endeavor or launching a new venture or simply seeking personal growth, consider the power of finding your tribe, your mastermind group, who can support and inspire you along the way.
Now, as we delve deeper into Hill's philosophy, let's explore one of his more unconventional concepts. Sex transmutation.
I'm intrigued.
I know this might seem a bit out there, but bear with me. Hill believed that sexual energy is one of the most powerful forces in human existence. And that it can be channeled or transmuted into other forms of energy that can fuel our creative endeavors and ambitions.
So he's not suggesting that we should suppress or deny sexual desire.
No, not at all.
But rather that we can harness its power.
Harness it.
And redirect it towards achieving our goals.
Exactly.
It's like taking a powerful force and transforming it.
Into something productive.
He observed that many high achievers didn't reach their peak until later in life, perhaps in their 40s and 50s, potentially because they had mastered this principle of transmutation.
It's a fascinating concept and definitely one that requires careful consideration.
It does. It really challenges conventional thinking.
It does.
And encourages us to to explore this interconnectedness of our physical, our mental, and our emotional energies.
It's a reminder that success is not just about external achievements, but it's also about mastering ourselves, our thoughts, our emotions, and even our energies.
So while this particular principle might not resonate with everyone, it's definitely a thought-provoking idea.
It is.
That can push us to think about our inner resources and how we can harness them to achieve our full potential.
And it leads us to Hill's exploration of the sixth sense and the subconscious mind.
Yes. We were starting to touch on this before the break.
Right.
It's almost as if Hill is guiding us on this journey from the physical realm of sexual energy to the more ethereal realm of intuition and the subconscious.
It's quite a journey, isn't it?
It is.
Hill described the sixth sense as this ultimate tool for receiving guidance, inspiration, and even warnings about potential dangers or opportunities.
So it's like our intuition.
It is, yeah. He believed that the sixth sense operates through the subconscious mind, and that it can be cultivated through specific practices.
He drew upon his own personal experience with what he called his invisible counselors.
Right, those nightly visualization sessions with great minds from history.
Right, it's like assembling a dream team.
A dream team.
Of mentors to guide you.
To guide you, yeah.
Through life's challenges.
And while this may sound a bit mystical, it speaks to the power of visualization. And the idea that we can tap into a collective wisdom that transcends time and space.
So how can we cultivate our own sixth sense?
Hill suggests practices like visualization, meditation, and even spending time in nature to quiet the mind and open ourselves to inspiration and intuition. It's about creating space for those aha moments, those flashes of insight that can guide us on our path to success.
And speaking of guidance, Hill also believed that we are not alone on this journey.
We're not.
He spoke of this universal power, what he called infinite intelligence. That is available to us all.
He did.
It's like tapping into a universal energy source.
It is,
that can fuel our dreams and aspirations.
He believed that by aligning ourselves with this power, we can tap into a limitless source of creativity, wisdom, and guidance. Now, this concept might be interpreted in different ways depending on your personal beliefs. But the underlying message is that there is a greater force at work in the universe.
It's almost like we're all connected to this invisible web flow of energy and inspiration. And by tuning into it, we can access a level of power. And that far surpasses our own limited understanding.
And as we wrap up part 2 of our deep dive into Think and Grow Rich, we encourage you to reflect on these principles and to consider how they might be applied in your own life. Remember, it's not about trying to implement everything all at once, but rather about finding, 1 or 2 principles that resonate with you. And starting there.
Small steps taken consistently can lead to incredible results.
Absolutely.
And with that, we'll transition into the final part of our deep dive.
Sounds good.
Where we'll synthesize all that we've learned. And explore how to integrate these principles into our daily lives.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into Think and Grow Rich.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
Exploring the power of desire, the importance of belief and imagination, and that transformative potential of harnessing our energies, both physical and mental.
It's been quite a journey through Hill's philosophy, hasn't it?
It has.
From the concrete steps of setting goals and taking action to the more esoteric concepts like the sixth sense and infinite intelligence. Think and Grow Rich offers a comprehensive blueprint for achieving success in all areas of life.
And now the question is, how do we take all this knowledge and actually apply it? It can feel overwhelming to try and implement all these principles at once.
That's where discernment comes in. Hill himself emphasized that simply reading and understanding these principles isn't enough. We need to internalize them, make them a part of our daily habits and our way of thinking.
So it's about finding the principles that resonate most deeply with us. And starting there. Maybe it's focusing on cultivating that burning desire for our goals. Or maybe it's committing to building a supportive mastermind group.
Exactly. It's about identifying those areas where we feel most drawn to explore and experiment with applying Hill's principles in a way that feels authentic and aligned with our values.
And it's not about striving for perfection.
Right.
It's about making those small, consistent steps in the right direction.
Right.
Embracing those setbacks.
Yeah.
As opportunities for learning and never giving up on our dreams.
I love that you bring up the idea of embracing setbacks.
Yeah.
Hill was a firm believer in the idea that persistence is one of the most crucial ingredients for success. Right. He found that it was a quality shared by all the high achievers that he studied.
He often said that setbacks and failures are simply stepping stones.
Stepping stones,
on the path to achievement.
Right.
And that it's our ability to persevere, to learn from our experiences, and to keep moving forward.
Right.
That ultimately determines our success.
It's about cultivating that mental toughness and resilience that allows us to weather the storms and come out stronger on the other side.
And remember, we don't have to do it alone, right?
We don't, no.
Hill's mastermind principle emphasizes that power of collaboration.
Yes.
And the importance of surrounding ourselves with a supportive network of individuals who inspire us and believe in our potential.
He saw these mastermind groups as incubators for success, where individuals could share knowledge, resources, and support, amplifying each other's strengths and overcoming challenges together.
It's a powerful reminder.
It is.
That we're not meant to navigate this journey alone.
We're not.
By connecting with others who share our values and aspirations, we can create a collective energy that propels us forward.
And as we bring this deep dive to a close, I want to circle back to one of the foundational principles we discussed earlier. The power of belief.
Yes.
Hill argued that what we believe about ourselves and our abilities ultimately shapes our reality.
It's about recognizing that our thoughts have immense power.
They do.
And that we can choose to cultivate beliefs that empower us and propel us towards our goals.
And it's not about denying the existence of challenges or pretending that everything is always easy.
Yeah.
It's about choosing to focus on the positive, to believe in our ability to overcome obstacles and to maintain an unwavering faith in our dreams.
It's about embracing that mindset of possibility.
It is.
Of knowing that we are capable of achieving extraordinary things.
We are.
If we set our minds to it and persist in our efforts.
He'll believe that anyone, regardless of their background or their circumstances, can achieve success by applying these principles. It's not about luck or privilege. It's about understanding the universal laws of success and aligning ourselves with them.
Think and Grow Rich isn't just about accumulating wealth.
No, it's not.
It's about unlocking our full potential and creating a life filled with purpose, meaning, and fulfillment.
It's a timeless guide to living a richer, more fulfilling life in every sense of the word.
In every sense of the word, yeah.
So as we conclude this deep dive, we invite you to reflect on the principles that resonated most deeply with you and consider how you can begin to weave them into the fabric of your daily life.
Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
It does.
And the most important step is the one you take today.
Absolutely.
So what will you do starting now to move closer to the life you envision for yourself?
That's the question we leave you with as we wrap up this exploration of Think and Grow Rich. May this deep dive inspire you to think bigger, dream bolder, and take action towards creating a life that truly reflects your highest potential.